Hey guys, what's going on? Just gonna do a quick walk around video of the cross country YFZ. I think I did a video on this before and it was really long and way too in depth, so I'm just gonna kind of point out the mods. Maybe in a later video I'll show why I like the mods and what I would have done differently. Start up front, we have Hauser plus 0.5 A-arms for standard travel. Because I have the PEP limited mass standard travel shocks for this thing. I figured just stick with standard travel. Maybe later we'll go for long travel. Gold speed single bead lock front bead locks with the carbon fiber ring, and I have currently gold speed front tires as well. Those are probably gonna get swapped out for GBC XC Masters like the Wife's Raptor. I really like how those things look and perform, so I think those are gonna go on soon. HMF IQ front bumper. I really like the look of that versus the old one and stock. Meyer hood. It's fake carbon fiber. It's not actually real, but I do have a real carbon fiber light speed hood. So if anybody's looking for that, hit me up. I think it's just collecting dust right now. It's got a new front fender. Stock fenders all around, obviously. I switched from motocross to cross country, so the original ones I had, I think, were wean-in cut, so they were cut along here. Obviously, got a lot of dirt in my face and didn't like that, so I went back to stock. We got the Factory 43 Cross Country Series A-arms, or Nerf bars. I really like these things. They're pretty solid. I didn't really want to go with Wrath because everybody goes with Wrath. As far as over here, got a Gland Innovations case saver, Vortex, sprocket, DID chain, I believe. Besides that, everything over here is stock. I think it's got a CP piston with standard compression in it, so the motor is pretty much all stock, all original. I did rebuild it twice so far, but every time I went back to stock. Right now the tires are off because I'm doing the axle and the carrier bearings, but they are DWT rear bead locks and Maxxis Razor tires. The Razor tires are okay. I don't think I really got stuck on them. If I would have gone anything different, I'd probably do the GBCs like with the Wife's, but those aren't really ready for an upgrade yet. Stock rear shock. I did have a Tusk axle over there. Kind of got roached out after the Road America race when the bearings failed and all the balls went out, so the surfaces are pretty marked up and I didn't really want to deal with that. So it's got a cheapy eBay axle in there for now. See how that thing holds up. Hopefully it just lasts like a season, which would be perfectly fine for me. So I'd be going from, that can go from -2 to +2, I think. This is stock, so I might change the handling a little bit on the YFZ, but we'll see how that goes. It's got the TX TerraTech. It's kind of hard to see. Swing arm guard. So they're removable parts. So like on this side, you can unbolt this, and then on the other side, you can unbolt the rotor guard, and that way you can keep the same swing arm protection and swap out these when they get beat up. This one might need to get swapped out soon because it's kind of getting beat up. We'll see how that goes. It looks like it actually did get bent up, so it can't really rotate freely. Different axle nut because that one has a different axle nut. Had to go back to stock on a lot of this stuff just for now, just to keep it moving. This is kind of a budget build four-wheeler, so I don't have anything too crazy. I think I mentioned this is a stock shock. The fronts are PEPs. They're actually at SF Racing right now getting rebuilt, so it'll be freshy for next year. As far as intake goes, I run an FCI intake. That's the Kawasaki. I really like the FCI intake. Provides a lot of power for this thing. It's one of the first probably performance mods I did. That's a gross unifilter, but I run the unifilter off of a TRX because it actually fits the FCI intake because it's a little bit bigger. So I run the foam filters, not the K&M style. It's got a Yoshi exhaust, RS2 full system. That's actually one of the first, actually I think that is the first thing I bought for this. Repacked it a few times. Great power, great sound. Wouldn't change it if I could. I know the DRZ has a RS3 on it right now from an off-road, so it sounds amazing. Like I said, factory 43, stock brake lever, stock shifter. I did change the shifter to that IMS a year or two ago, and I just did not like how it feels, so I went back to stock. Clutch, I believe I went back to stock fibers and plates. It's kind of hard to see a BCC skid plate underneath. It's a full plastic skid. Saved me a lot of headaches. It's pretty beat up, so it's doing its job really well. As far as bars, got the Circa, I think they're Pro Max, Pro Bend, something like that. They are built for the fast flex bars, which I have. Those are 12-degree quad lows, if I remember right. I really like these things. I had a set of Renthal bars before I had these. Didn't really get to try those out, but I wanted to put these on for cross country, and they've saved me a lot of arm pump. I definitely noticed going from that to like stock-ish Pro Taper bars. It's a lot different. I'm kind of used to these guys now. This is a TRX 90 throttle and lever. If you read a lot of the forums, it's a lot more ergonomic and better on the hands than the stock Yamaha stuff. And it's a lot cheaper than doing like a Tokyo mod or anything like that. So I just went ahead and bought that. It's been on there for a few years. I powder coated it by myself. I lost this part somehow. I don't know where the hell that went. ODI road grips. This is the first year I've had these things on, and I love them. I pretty much only ran Renthals before, and these things are a big improvement. I really like the softness. A lot of the mud and rain just goes right between these grooves, gets out of the way, so you don't even really notice. Elba +2 stem with the vibes. Because these things are kind of flat compared to those. I really like the +2 on this. And I can't remember or not if these are stock length or longer cables, because I think around +2 you need to have longer cables. Let me see. I have Jimmy Bortz on Facebook. He sells this kit. It's the starter button, kill switch combined, so they go into the same plug underneath the front. It's plug and play. It's great. It's amazing. I love it, especially because this is a cross country. It's required to have kill switches and tethers, so it's just a nice add-on. And I think the last thing I have here is the Pro Taper Universal Clutch. This thing is buttery smooth compared to, I had ASVs before, and I just love how this feels. I love it so much, I put it on my Cowie. I just put this thing on a few weeks ago. Buttery smooth. I can do a video on this guy too, if you guys want. But yeah, I think that's it for the race bike. Hopefully in 23, I'll be hitting up a few more races. Hopefully it stays together good. I've had some reliability issues with just random stuff, especially the rear end. But yeah, I think that's it. So if you guys want to see a build video on the Cowie, the Raptor, I don't really have anything special on the DRZ. Just a few small stuff. But let me know if you want to see a video on either of these. And I can do a more in-depth video on this too. Maybe the pros and cons, what I like, don't like about the stuff I bought for it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe.